Hello! So continuing on from our previous video on the treasure chest, we finish off, we actually put wood paneling on the treasure chest, and we add a script to open and close the treasure chest when the user presses the left mouse button, and closes it when the user presses the right mouse button. So yeah, let's get started then. It starts immediately after the fade. Okay, we need to get a nice wooden texture for our crate. So I'm going to go back to our textures here. American oak, they don't have any epay, I noticed, but whatever. Alright, we've got red oak, that sounds very treasure chesty. Okay, so go back into here. And I'll grab my red oak here. And then I'm going to add another material, create, and then this is going to be material. Treasure chest. And treasure chest is going to have my red oak bump, normal map. Fix now, and red oak is going to be my albedo. So again, you can see we've got our nice red oakness there, and then we can just drag and drop that into our treasure chest. So there's our treasure chest working there, and again we can go cool. I mean, it's not perfectly spot on and you could probably fix it, but still it's good enough for us to deal with certain things there. So yeah. Okay, so again we'll test the world. All right, so that is our world created. All right. So the next thing is we want to add a script that will open the treasure chest. So for that, we're going to go and create a, oh, no we're not. We're going to create a folder first of all. And we're going to call it scripts instead of scenes because we already have a scenes one. So I'm going to create a script in there, and this is going to be called treasure chest. So our treasure chest is going to exist on the treasure chest. So we're going to add treasure chest onto there. And I'm going to open up Visual Studio. And I'm going to close my other one there. Okay. So the treasure chest needs to know where the hinge is. So I need to do public transform hinge. And then I am going to do public void open chest. Public void close chest, and I want to create an enum for the state of the chest. So lid state is closed, opening, open. So these are the three states that the chest can be in. So the chest can either be closed, which is the default state. The chest can be opening. In other words, it's hinged in motion, and then the other state is the open state. So our private variable there is then going to be lid state. We'll just call this state, or chest state. We'll call this chest state, and we'll set the default value to that to be closed, because the lid is always closed for our treasure chest. Okay, and then these two methods, these are going to be called by third parties. So when, by third parties I mean other scripts. So when we want to keep scripts as separate as possible. We don't want to like completely tie scripts together. So it's a very, very bad idea to do that, because it means that if you want to take this script out and put this into another game, because I mean it's a treasure chest. I mean, a treasure chest is, it could be anything. It could be a box, it could be a person, it could be a you know, and if you think about Fallout, it could be, you know, the lockers, all that kind of stuff. So that this code can be used in any game that requires a box that when you open it, there's treasure inside. Okay, so this is our code here. So to open the chest, we're going to start a coroutine that opens up given a certain speed. So I'm going to do public float open speed. I'm just going to set that to 1 just now, so it's going to take a second to open up the chest. Start coroutine, open the chest. But I don't want to open the chest if it's in any other state other than closed. So if chest state is closed, then I want to open the chest. And we haven't created this function yet, that's why it's got the red squiggles on it. So, and the same thing goes for the closed chest. So if chest state is open, start coroutine, close the chest. So our third party is going to call this the open chest routine, and then this is going to start a coroutine called open the chest. And then our closed chest routine is going to do the exact opposite of that. So our private functions are now going to be enumerator, open the chest. We'll put that in so we can compile it. Enumerator, close the chest. So we'll break it then. And that's the code that we have for our treasure chest. So we'll go back to here. We have our treasure chest, and then we have our hinge. So we want to drag our hinge over to here. So we drag the hinge over to our transform here. And now our hinge is based on the rotation around the x-axis. So all we need to do is set the rotation. So we have a start angle and we have an end angle. So the start angle is 0 degrees, and then our end angle is probably -40, roughly there. That looks good, like that. So we will do public float start angle equals 0f, public float end angle equals -40. And I am going to use Euler angles, just because. Okay, so float, we don't need that. Okay, so in our open the chest, we are going to change the state equals opening. I'm also going to add another state there for closing. So I've got closed, opening, closing, open. And then at the very last one, I want to do chest state equals lid state open. And then I want to do the same thing again in here where chest state equals lid state dot closing. And then the last line is going to be chest state equals lid state closed. Okay, so now inside here, we are going to increment the current angle from the start angle to the end angle. So I'm going to make a copy of those values because I really just want to I'm sort of thinking about this on the fly. I know what I want to do, but I'm thinking about how to implement it on the fly. I'm thinking maybe having two of these is probably a bad idea. So maybe what I want to do is I want to have float start, angle start, angle end, and then I want to have lid state initial, and then lid state complete. Okay, so I just get rid of this one. And then instead of open the chest, this is going to be toggle chest. So we change toggle that to there, that to there. So now we have toggle chest. And for our open chest, our start angle is the start angle. So we do start angle, end angle. And then our initial state is opening. And then our final state, our complete state, is the chest is now open. So we have our chest here, and then we start off at angle 0, we go to -40, and at that point our chest is now open. And then for our closed chest, our start angle is -40, which is going to be our end angle. And then we're going to rotate down to our start angle. And then our initial state is closing, and then our complete state is closed. Okay. So that is much better because now it means I don't have two functions that are pretty much going to do exactly the same thing, and I've managed to parameterize my coroutine here. Okay. And the nice thing is we have a couple of functions that we can use to get that those values set there. So while time is less than equal to 1f, the current value is going to be lerping between the angle start, angle end, and then the current time is going to be time, and then a copy of my Euler angles. So I'm going to get a copy of my Euler angles from my, oops, I've just gone dark here. A copy of my Euler angles is from my hinges transform. So that's going to be hinge dot rotation. Can I get through there? Yeah, I can. My Euler angles is that. And now I'm going to change my x value to be my angle, and then I set that value back. So this one here is calculate current angle. This is get a copy of the current Euler angles. And then this one is set the current angle. And then this is going to be reapply Euler angles to transform. So I'm going to do hinge dot Euler angles equals Euler. And then I want to increase time, so I'm going to do time is equal to time plus, a lot of times in this line here, time equals time plus time dot time. And then we are going to divide that by the current speed, so open speed here, so open speed. And then what else we got here? I think that's us done. So I'm going to wait to the next frame while this is continuing. Okay, so we set the initial state to initial. So our current state is the initial state. And then our final state is going to be our complete state. Okay. So we set our current state to be whatever the gets passed in as the initial state. We create this timer variable here called time. And while time is less than or equal to 1f, we calculate the current angle and that's just a lerp between the start angle, the end angle based on the current time. So it's just a linear interpolation. So it's at this time you are here, at this time you're here, at this time you're here. Get a copy of the current Euler angles. So there's that. Set the current angle to be, place that in the x value because we're rotating on the x-axis. And then reapply the Euler angles to the transform, increment the time, wait to the next frame, do this all over again until time is equal to 1 and then early out. Not early out, out. Okay, so going back to here. I want to be able to test this. I don't want to be able to break anything. So I'm going to create a C# script. And I'm going to call this open the treasure chest. And I think if I go to project settings, input, fire 1 is mouse 0, fire 2 is mouse 1. Okay, so open the treasure chest. And then in the update, I want to have treasure chest. Oh dear. Chest, and then I want to say if input dot get button up, fire 1, chest dot open chest. If input dot get button up, fire 2, chest dot close chest. Okay, so this is just a little bit of debug code. That's all we need. And this is the great thing about being able to write your own games more than anything else is you get to write all these little bits and pieces of code that you throw away and you never use in the actual game, but it really does help you understand what's happening. When you break things down into these smaller pieces of work, then you really start to understand how everything comes together. So this kind of stuff's really helpful. So it means that we're not polluting our treasure chest code with this information here, because we're not going to use this in production, so we'd have to rip it out of here and then redo it again. So it's really going back to this whole every function and every object has to have a single use. So the purpose of this treasure chest here is just to control the treasure chest. It's really just to open and close the lid. That's all it is. Okay, so we have this here. And I'm going to put this on our rigid, oh no, I can't put it on there. So I'm going to put this on a separate one. So create empty, and I'm just going to call this debug room. And my debug room is just going to contain open the treasure chest. Open the treasure chest. And my treasure chest is that. So I'm dragging that over there. So everything should be in place. So when I click on the fire button, it should open the treasure chest. Okay, so I'm in the room, so I'm going to press the fire button now. Well, that did not work. Well, it kind of worked. I mean, it's snapping shut, which is not good. And also, it seems to be opposite as well. So when I press the right mouse button, it's not doing it now. So if I press that button, the left mouse button, now it does the opposite. That's weird. Okay, well, this is why we have debug. Okay, so open the chest. Chest state is closed, which it is when we go into here initially. Then we are going to set the start angle, the end angle, set it to be opening, set it to be open at the end there. So we come into here, set that angle there. Time equals time plus time. Well, see, that's the problem, because that should be time equals time plus delta time, because it's clearly going far too fast, because it's the current time, so it's going way beyond 1. So now we go in here and we press this. We should now get a nice slow. Oh, look at that! It's a thing of beauty. Oh, look at how good that wood texture is. And then when we close it, we can just go and it closes. Open, close, open, close, open. Can do that all day. And we're going to wrap it up there. If you liked the video, thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, then thumbs down. And again, if you didn't like the video, then let me know why you didn't like the video. I can take it. So anyway, thank you again for coming by, checking out the videos. In part 2, we're going to get going to complete the video series, or the video series, whatever this is. We're going to complete the treasure chest series, and that's going to add the script so that when you hold down the button, it then opens up. So this is like a kind of lockpick type mechanism, that kind of idea. So yeah, so until next time, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you later.